Well, here we are in the great outdoors. My beloved is down there working on some plants, and I'm working on some outside. And then, of course, I've got some homemade kombucha. But maybe you never considered this before, but fruit is the most efficient food that you could put in your body. Living fruit right off the tree. That is the most efficient. It is the least amount of energy to digest and the most amount of, as far as energy for your body, because the living food goes right from the plant into your body. And this is homemade kombucha that my missus makes. And maybe you could go into the house and, hey, dear, I'd like to take you out to eat. And get her all excited. You're going to go out to eat. You're going to go, and then hopefully, maybe on your property, like mine, we have some mulberry trees. And you take her out to the mulberry tree, and you just start eating fresh right off the tree. No waitresses or waiters to deal with. No public to deal with. You're just outside in the great outdoors, enjoying something right off the tree. Now this here restaurant is just starting out. These grow wild on our property. Anything that volunteers, any fruit that volunteers to grow, any vegetables, I let it grow. Now here's a fine restaurant that, man, you can choose after enjoying a nice beverage of kombucha. Look at all this, man. You just, ooh, yeah. And you take one lemon, let your missus take another, and just think, oh man. This is good stuff. Look at that. Get your fingers nice and dirty. So you see, you're getting living food. This is living food. It's alive right from the plant. You don't cook it, because when you cook it above 107, you kill it. It's about like having a fever. And this is the most efficient. Oh man. Now, one word of caution. Now this is wild on our property. No pesticides, no fertilizer, maybe some chemtrails. Don't look like we have any chemtrails out today. It's been rained on recently, so it's nice and clean. But one word of caution: if you see a white frosting, looks like a frosting on here. If you see a white frosting, I would suggest not to eat that, because that's most likely a birdie decided to try to purchase that restaurant and put a down payment on it. And this is good stuff. See, you just take your missus out to eat. Man, you see, you're outside going out to eat. Now think about this: how often the word fruit occurs in the scriptures. The fruit of the Spirit, not the meat of the Spirit, not the McDonald's of the Spirit, definitely not White Castle, but the fruit of the Spirit. And then, of course, you got the fruit of the womb, not the meat of the womb, the fruit of the womb. And see, oh man, look at that stuff. Ooh, yeah. Man, that's living food right from the tree. That's the best you can get, most efficient. This is what Adam and Eve were doing before they took of the forbidden vine tree. Man, and the good thing about this, you won't gain weight. Oh man, don't gain weight. And oh man, it'll help you sit on the toilet here shortly. because it's got plenty of roughage, plenty of good stuff in here. Now I would dare say, before Adam and Eve took of the forbidden tree, the vine tree, that they were fruitarians or fruitarians, depends how you want to pronounce it. Then after the fall, they added vegetables, things that grow under the ground. But it's best if you eat them raw without being cooked, because you have the living energy right there in the fruit, alive from the tree, right into your body. It's joining a ministry. That fruit is joining a ministry. And they didn't start eating meat until Noah was allowed to bring home the bacon. And that was really the time where they became carnivores, meat eating. I'm not a vegetarian, not a fruitarian. I do eat meat often, but I do like to eat it in the right food combination. If I don't eat it in the right food combination, you're visiting somebody's house, you don't want to offend, you eat what you put in front of you, well, then you can take digestive tonic or digestive enzymes. Digestive tonic is something you can get from Dr. Schultz, herbdoc.com. And or digestive enzymes that'll help you digest the food if you have the wrong food combination. But if she would like a little bit of sweetness added to these mulberries, I suppose if we would like to, we could go right here to the honey. See the old bees there. I got two hives and they're seeming to do well. Oh, I don't know if I should leave that plant there. It's kind of in their runway, but they can go around it. But oh man, you can probably enjoy some sugar there. Some natural sugar, better than high fructose corn syrup, that's for sure. Now, if you're Mrs. Likes a more high class kind of restaurant, kind of moving up into the world, then you might have to experience something possibly like this. Yeah, it's a little more dangerous, but there's that same restaurant. It's just a little, not the same restaurant, it's a little higher, same type of restaurant. It's a restaurant chain that we have here on our property. It's a mulberry chain, and we kind of get up there and feel kind of high in the world, get some sun, and I think I'm gonna try that, without breaking my neck. Well, I made it up to this high swanky place here. Pretty impressive. My missus, she's pretty easy to please, and so she don't really care about these high class places. But oh boy, this is pretty good stuff. Like I said, this is fruit. It's living food. It takes the least amount of energy of your body to digest this, and a lot of energy coming from it because it's living. Oh man, is it good stuff. And this high class one is kind of dangerous, but again, word of caution, I haven't seen any frosting. If you see any white frosting, it's not flavoring. It's probably not as bad as high fructose corn syrup, and stuff like that, but I would dare say I wouldn't eat it. About like, because I don't eat high fructose corn syrup if I can help it. But this is a pretty high class restaurant here. Let's give you a little view from the other side. See a little view here from the other side. Now, rule of thumb, I believe what I do is I eat fruit on an empty stomach. Never mix my fruit. That's one rule I do. I never mix my fruit with anything else. I don't have fruit at the end of the meal. All right, this is my meal. This is how bears do it in the woods. They don't go catch some fish, chomp on it, and then go find a berry tree and have a dessert. No, the mono diet, mono meal, is where your body can send the exact digestive enzymes that it needs, and it starts in your mouth. Yeah, when my eyeballs see this and my mouth starts producing some enzymes that work with this kind of a food, and then it sends a message down to the old stomach, and it's got nothing down there. No meat, no french fries. I eat fruit on an empty stomach, and you might discover there's great health benefits of that. And fruit can go in and out of your stomach about 20 minutes. So if you like fruit, I do. It's the most efficient. I eat it on an empty stomach, and then if I have a meal, it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes later. But not usually, probably just usually fruit in the morning. One of our men was on the heavy side. He decided to eat fruit only in the morning, and he lost 40 pounds. Yeah, that's pretty good. Fruit, most efficient living food that you can put in your body. Okay, there's that high class restaurant, kind of higher up in the world now. Then there's a little sweetener here. Yeah, a little sweetener. If I stand in the way of the bees, they might bonk me in the head, but they just fly around you. They just go on around you. They got a good traffic control system. See, up in here is where the traffic control is. And they'll say, big ugly ox in front of you, so they just kind of fly around you. Yeah, if we need some good old fresh eggs. Yeah, I heard about these, a chicken and a hog having a discussion. And the chicken said, hey, I think we ought to start a breakfast. Bacon and eggs, that sounds good to me. And the pig, hey, them pigs they're not dumb. One of the most smartest domestic animals, them hoggies. And that hoggy figured it out. That hog said, hey, I got a little more sacrifice in this. Now here's another restaurant we got. This one's safer than that high class one. Now this one, you know, we planned this one, so you can see them nice strawberries growing through here. Now you can combine, it's okay to combine fruits together. Except for, now here we go. We got a strawberry, a little bit of sand on, a little bit of grit. That's still better than high fructose corn syrup. And the thing about that fruit is that you can combine like mulberries, strawberries. But when you eat watermelon, muskmelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, it's best to eat them all alone. Empty stomach, all by themselves. They're kind of loners. It'll go in and out of your stomach about 20 minutes. Man, oh man, that will be so efficient. Very little energy to digest. A lot of energy received from it. But I got one more restaurant to show. It's not open these days. This one we planned. blackberries. And mulberries just grow all over the place. And this restaurant opens up a little bit. Well, probably another 3 weeks. You can see some of the blackberries on there. And I'll just take my wife out to eat, and we'll just enjoy the outdoors and not cook it, just take it fresh off the plant right into our living body to get energy. Okay, I hope these thoughts are some things that you can consider. I mean, can't do bad going with fruit. God raised plant. Now, if you're an evolutionist, if you got mental problems, I'd say Mother Nature, but nope. Mother Nature, so Mother Nature submits to Father God, and the great creator started off this experiment here on earth with Adam as a fruitarian. And he only told him, hey, one fruit you can't eat. You can't eat of that vine tree over there. You can have everything else. So that's some thoughts I want to give you on fruit. A little added idea on this video about fruit, eating fresh. Now this is strawberry kombucha. So we get it from that restaurant. And I don't know the process. My wife does this, strawberry kombucha. You can find kombucha. It's a very healthy drink. It's a living drink. And that's what you want. Life comes from life. Death comes from death. So much of your diet should be living diet. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a fruitarian. But I do study a lot about what we put in our body. And we want to put as much as possible living food. While I'm sitting here on the swing, I just noticed another restaurant. Man, these mulberry chain restaurant around here, it's a real blessing. And when I see one, I usually cut the other trees around it. Well, we got so many. It's a blessing. Oh boy, this restaurant's open. That's for sure. You can see all the mulberries on the ground. So what I should do, if I want that restaurant to expand, I should cut 2 of those trees out there. Maybe leave that big one back there. And then this restaurant can thrive a little bit better. But man, it's doing pretty good. I'm gonna enjoy my strawberry kombucha and go out into the woods and start cleaning out the woods. That's what my wife and I are doing, cleaning out the woods. So hopefully this something might give you some thoughts on what you put in your body, especially raw fruit.